There was a gentleman that emailed me yesterday. He sent me a long email, very descriptive email. He was just telling me about his experience from working for Gordon Food Service. Now he's with ABF Freight. And he was telling me how he worked for Gordon Food Service for 8 years. He got all these kind of awards while he was working with Gordon Food Service. And he said when he worked at Gordon Food Service, there was some issues at Gordon Food Service. But he said he was in a better situation when he was at Gordon than where he's at now at ABF Freight. What up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm back with another video, man. And you guys see the clip, man. You know, that's a video that I posted about 3 weeks ago talking about this individual who left Gordon Food Service, went over to ABF Freight, and it wasn't what he expected when he got over to ABF Freight. But I want to give you guys an update on his situation. All right, so a few days ago, it was actually last week, he sent me another email just giving me an update on his situation. So I'm going to share it with you guys, man. But I'm not going to share it on the screen because it does have a lot of personal information on here that I'm going to keep private. But I want to share his story with you guys. And then towards the end, I'm going to share some other things, just some things for you to think about. Let's go ahead and get to it. So the subject or the title of this email he has back on the team. It says, "Hi Anthony, I sent you an email about GFS and ABF. I'm the GFS defector that went over to ABF. You made a video about it that dropped on or close to Easter Sunday of this year. Anyhow, I got a good number of emails and text messages when that video dropped. LOL. Even though you never said my name, and thanks for that. By the way, ABF would have hung me, haha. But things had a strange way of working out. Anyhow, in a bizarre twist of events, and it worked out for me, but was kind of a sad thing for someone else. But it worked out in my favor mightily. I was called back to the transit team at GFS. I was hired by Penske Logistics to work for the Audi account. Either way, I was leaving ABF. Although ABF was getting a little better once you get past that first 30 to 40 days, but doesn't matter. Management at GFS and I were able to work out a peace agreement, and they wanted me back, and I'm happy to be back. I'm on the transit team again. I almost gave his location away, which almost never happens, that you quit and get hired back. And on transit, it's as close to having lightning strike twice as you can get. So I'm here for good, as we say. All right, guys. So congratulations to him, man. Shout out to him. I'm glad it all worked out for him. And he seems to be excited about being back at GFS. So just a couple things, man, I want to talk about in reference to this email and his situation. So I talked a lot about the grass isn't always green on the other side in that original video that I posted. And, you know, I think that's true in a lot of cases. And I said this on that video, you know, that's not always the case, but oftentimes that is the case. The grass isn't always greener. But this is what I want to say to you guys out there. Maybe you're in a situation right now where you're, you know, kind of in between jobs, or you're thinking about finding another job. I just want you guys now more than ever to be strategic about the moves that you make in this market. With the economy the way it is, you really just have to be intentional about doing your homework, doing your due diligence on these companies, and really making an informed decision before you just jump the gun and move on to the next thing. Now, I guess I should have prefaced this by saying I'm not saying in no way, shape, fashion, or form that you shouldn't leave a situation that is not a good fit for you. That's not what I'm saying. You got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. But what I am saying is be smart. I posted a statistic a couple days ago showing the unemployment rate. Right now in the United States is about 3.4, 3.5%. The Fed is expecting the unemployment rate to rise to 4.5% by the end of the year, which is going to cause 1 million Americans out of a job. So I just think it's very important that if you do decide to leave a job and go to the next job, just make sure you've done your homework and you're making the best move. You're making an informed decision for you and your situation. Also, I want you guys to pay more attention to the information regarding the transportation industry and whatever company it is pertaining to somewhere you may consider going. If it's some low-hanging fruit or some information that's put out publicly, you guys need to analyze that information and understand it and figure out how that information is going to affect you moving forward if you decide to go with a certain company. Shout out to my guy Dirty Broke. You know, Dirty Broke, he works for Gemini Motor Transport and hauls fuel. He did a live recently and I heard him talking about how difficult it is now to get on with Gemini Motor Transport, particularly if you don't have a lot of experience. Now, that's not to say you still can't find a job if you're coming out of trucking school, but it's a little bit more challenging now to land a job. So just keep all these things in mind. Understand the economy and kind of what we're going through right now as a whole, and really sit back and think about whether or not it's the right time to move from one job to the next. All right. Another example I want you guys to think about. I read an article that came out last month about FedEx. Shout out to all my FedEx drivers out there. FedEx is talking about doing an overhaul and integrating this new concept that will affect the way they deliver packages. They're talking about merging the two, the ground unit with the independent contractors and the staff drivers. However, you have some experts who are saying that they could be leaning more towards the independent contractors and going away entirely from the staff drivers. They're saying this new restructuring and integration is going to save the company about $6 billion by 2027. This is something that you may want to think about. If you're thinking long term, be strategic in your moves in this day and time. That's all I'm saying. All right. Shout out to everybody in this trucking space, in the trucking industry. All my new drivers out there, congratulations. I still think the trucking industry is a good industry to be in. You just got to be smart. Okay. Listen, if you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. And until the next video, I'm out, guys. Take care.